Hey guys, welcome back to another Mesh Weekly Technicals. Make sure to like and subscribe. So we jump straight into GU, British Pound, US Dollar. We have a look at the monthly first. Once again, we've got 26 days till monthly closure. So obviously what we're seeing right now on the monthly candle, we've still got a lot left till closure. But structure-wise, seeing obviously monthly structure, we're bullish. We've had the retest of this monthly structure point that we mentioned on the previous call. So we've had, that's what we were waiting for on the monthly candle, was the retest of this monthly structure point, which we have had a bit of a retest of it. But if you look at that previous month's candle, we are seeing a bit of indecision. So more of a bearish spin on top. So we've got a wick to the upside, a wick to the downside, and we have got quite a bit of a body on it. So it's not completely it's a bit of an indecision candle. So if we go down into the weekly, so once again, we're still came up, made this higher low here, higher high, came up, made this higher high, and then we've come back down. It's not established support at that area, which obviously around 1.24. We've seen price establish support here. We've started to establish a bit of resistance. Establish resistance. Now we're starting to see price establish support over the last few weeks here. We started to come up to the upside. Prices came up and it's given us this tap of the 1.268 area before pulling right back inside that range, and then we've broken through this previous higher low. But once we've broken through, we've as mentioned here, we've got this monthly structure point, which has been able to hold. Obviously, we've got last week and the week before that, price came down, tapped that area, the monthly SP, and then started to pull back. We did get a closure, which is below this previous higher low. So we have closed below that, but we haven't closed below this monthly SP. We've now prices bounced off it. It's came back up. It hasn't retested this low. It's broken through there. It came all the way back up into this, up towards the 1.253 area. But once again, it's tapped that and it's pulled back inside. So we are starting to see a bit of a complex pullback. But they say off this move we're seeing here, we are due a bit of a retracement. But like I say, price has retraced to an area of value that we've been paying attention to, which was that monthly structure point. So we did get that. Once we got that area establishing support on the lower time frames, as you can see, the buyers step back in, as was expected. If we've seen a bit of support established here, we were expecting the buyers to come back in. So we've broken up above this previous high, and we've now for the last week we've now closed above that area, and we've literally just about closed above the 1.24500 area that I was keeping an eye on. But once again, we've got this big wick to the upside, so we just got to see what price does when we open up market open. So if we go down into the daily, as I mentioned, weekly structure, it's a little bit indecisive at the minute. I'd say it was bullish. Say we've broken back above this previous higher high, so I'd say we're still bullish on the weekly. But let's go down into the daily. So once again on the daily, we've got this move to the downside, come up, retested that area, making lower highs, lower lows, all the way down up until this monthly structure point. And you can see on the daily chart just how price reacted to that monthly structure point that we were mentioning and that we were paying attention to. So once we've had that tap of that area, prices pulled back up, closed above it for the day, and then you can see the volume, the bullish volume that came in once we've established support at that monthly SP that we've been paying attention to, and prices absolutely ripped right the way back up, came through all of these ranges where, as you can see, price was established support, established resistance at 1.24, established support, a lot of wicks to the downside, a lot of buyers are stepping into the market around 1.24. Now we're seeing obviously price, it's established support at that same area, it's broken through, it's came up, it's established a bit of resistance at that area, it's pulled back down, but then it's ripped through that area. So now that we've broken through that area, and now we're seeing the wicks to the downside, grabbing liquidity from that area. So we're starting to see, that's where we've seen this big move to the upside. The last day, so Friday, we've seen obviously this 1.25250 area, which we can see established. It's been establishing resistance. Prices established resistance here a couple of times. So this suggests this is an area of value for us. So as we see prices tap that area, closed below, opened up, it's come up, and then it's come all the way back down. And then where we're sitting now is at the bottom of this range. So we could expect price to, it's a bit of a funny one, because if like I say, if I see this position during London session or maybe New York session, I'll be looking, on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever, I'll be looking to take trades off this. We're at that area of value, and it's the pullback into that range. But obviously we've got Sunday night tonight, we've got market open. We do see a lot of not abnormal moves Sunday market open. So I won't be taking this trade Sunday night, but we'll be paying close attention to see how price opens up, because I am expecting this area to hold as support and take trades back up into 1.25250 area. Go down into the 4 hour once again. So looking at the 4 hour, we had get rid of this. So looking at the 4 hour, like we said, we had a price established support here for taking off. Found resistance around 1.24500 area before pulling back and grabbing, as we see here, we've grabbed liquidity from this area around 1.24150. We grabbed liquidity before taking off, ripping through that zone, coming up, and then we've got this bit of consolidation at this area around 1.25270. We had this area consolidation, and then once price broke through that 4 hour structure, we've seen it absolutely drop all the way down back into this area that we've mentioned. Resistance, broke through. We got this previous structure point as well. So now price, it's come up, consolidated for a bit up here. But this area consolidation up here, and then, as I say, the 4 hour structure is broken to the downside, and you can see there's almost no wick on this previous candle. So we've closed out here, and now we're seeing a nice indecision candle. And once again, as we mentioned, we got this previous structure point, which has been perfectly retested by that wick. But once again, this is a very indecisive candle. It's, as you see, the wick to the upside and the wick to the downside with that tiny body right on that area of value. So we could expect price to bounce off this area before coming back up towards 1.25000, and then potentially trading within that range. We could see price not managing to bounce off this 1.245 area, but establishing resistance on a smaller time frame before making a third leg extension and pulling back into this area, which, if we look at previous price action, we could start to, obviously we like to wait and see these patterns play out, but if we do get a bit of a bounce off this and then down into this area, we could see a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. So obviously, once again, just waiting to see what price gives us upon market open, but I'll be waiting to see what happens here. I am expecting a bit of a bounce up into this range, but with this playing out the way it's playing out, obviously Sunday night we're going to see a bit of price action. We could see, if we go down into a smaller time frame, let's say we've got a bit of a triangle, a bit of a descending triangle going on here. Obviously these wicks to the upside, but once again, this is all late Friday night price action. So I'll take this with a pinch of salt, basically, but I'll be expecting price to come up, a little bit of a squeeze within this wedge before breaking to the downside. But like I say, if I see in this sort of setup, during London hours, I'll be looking on a nice bounce play up, but I am expecting price to either bounce up a little bit before dropping down to retest these areas. But once again, it's all about adapting and reacting to what price gives us. Obviously, we can only do our technical analysis on what we see pre-market open, but as the week progresses, we are constantly upgrading our technical analysis and putting new positions in the group for all the guys that are actively trading. So if you want to check the link down below and head on over to the Telegram, the free Telegram group, and get involved, guys. There's plenty of free information on there. But yeah, that's my outlook on the US, the Great Pound, US dollar at the minute. Just waiting for this area consolidation to take. If we see 1.25, 250 break and retest, then that'll be the highest probability up to 1.26. But once again, it's just about seeing what price gives us upon market opening and adapting, reacting. But that's me outlook on GU for this week.